Good afternoon. Welcome to Zoomer Hall, and for many of us here in 2022, welcome back to Zoomer Hall. We're very glad to be here. Today we have what's going to be a delightful and thoughtful performance as part of our Zoomer Hall concert series. My name is Mark Wigmore, host of the Oasis here on the new Classical FM, which can be heard between 3 and 7 p.m. on weekdays. And very special thanks to Daniel Bukowski and the Classical Jukebox team for accommodating us here for this very special concert this afternoon. Today, just a treat, a concert to celebrate a new album from Lara Deutsch and Phil Chiu. Nightlight is the name of the record. We're not in night, but I think it's going to be beautiful. And Lara performing on flute this afternoon, Phil, our pianist. The duo have been performing together for nearly 15 years, and Nightlight is their latest with Leaf Music. We'll meet these talents in just a few moments, but right now, for this very special concert, Lara Deutsch, Phil Chiu, live at Zoomer Hall here on the new Classical FM. The music of Nightlight, the new album from Lara Deutsch and Phil Chiu, and you're with the new Classical FM, our Zoomer Hall concert series. My name is Mark Wigmore. Great to be with you. We just heard Takashi Yoshimatsu's Digital Bird Suite for flute and piano, the Japanese composer's first movement. More from that suite in just a couple of moments. But first, we say welcome to Lara and Phil. Great to be with you both.
Thank you for having us.
So happy to be here.
We have a lot to get to. I thought we'd get to know you both a little. And Lara, we'll start with you. You perform on a 14-karat gold Haynes flute, generously loaned by Canamex Incorporated out of Drummondville, Quebec. That's a nice flute.
I'm very lucky. Yes, incredibly grateful. Actually, they offered me the flute on my birthday in 2020, which was the first day of the pandemic. So kind of the worst day ever, but also the most amazing day ever. And it's, as you can all see, incredibly beautiful.
I like that it goes
instrument
with your outfit, which is lovely.
I mean,
It's all planned, Mark.
And I also noted that I mentioned gold-plated, but you corrected me on that.
it is indeed solid gold.
That
So
is unbelievable.
I
My
am
goodness.
terrified carrying it around with me anywhere. I take very good care of it.
I mean, this is a big question, but I mean, as somebody who spent some time in small orchestras and chamber music, younger in my life, why flute? What was it about this instrument that spoke to you?
I don't know. I think it's because, it's almost like the voice in some way because you're using your own air. You have this very personal connection with your instrument, and I feel like I can communicate really well through it. And to be honest, when I was a kid, my cousins who were girls played it, and I was like, Mom, I want to play too. And that's really the true story.
So profound because it is your voice, but also,
Yeah.
when a couple family members
Truly.
are involved.
Yes.
I want to mention your career has just been wonderful to watch. A major prize winner over the last couple years, chamber music, performances with the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra, the TSO, the Montreal Symphony Orchestra, the National Arts Center Orchestra, youth orchestras. So the last decade has been, I feel, very good to you on the concert stage.
Yeah, I'm very lucky that I feel like I've been in the right place at the right time for a lot of things, and I love being a musician because I get to connect with people. So it's truly a privilege every day to get to do that.
But it's lovely to be in a duet format as well.
Especially with this guy.
Yeah. And we are going to be speaking with Phil a little more. But I want to mention, too, BBC Music Magazine named you a rising star not too long ago. Same publication that has names like Stephen Huff, Lisa Davidson, Angela Hewitt, Andrew Lloyd Webber on the cover. So nicely done.
Thank you very much.
We want to hear a little more. Just tell us very quickly how you and Phil came together in 2008.
Well, I was doing my undergrad. I was a baby. And you have to have a collaborative pianist. And I think I just got matched with you or something. Or my teacher loved him and said he was amazing. That's probably what happened, right?
Okay, maybe, I don't know.
Okay, baby.
But something worked because here we are.
Yes, we both love
these years
music. We
later.
both love food. We talk about food a lot. It's a big part of our relationship.
get
We
it.
cook together a lot.
That's glue. I understand that.
Yeah, actually.
Let's hear another piece from Takashi Yoshimatsu's Digital Bird Suite for flute and piano. The album is Nightlight on Leaf Music. Lara Deutsch, Phil Chiu, live at Zoomer Hall, here on the new Classical FM. You're spending an hour with Lara Deutsch and Phil Chiu live at Zoomer Hall here on the new Classical FM, and we just heard our second piece from the new album, Night Light, Takashi Yoshimatsu's Digital Bird Suite for flute and piano, Bird in the Twilight. Very beautiful, and you can find it for download and streaming at leaf-music.ca for all that information. My name is Mark Wigmore. Stay with us. When we return, we'll meet Phil Chiu and learn more about this new album, how it came together. You're with the new Classical FM. Good afternoon, great to be with you. We're live from Zoomer Hall in downtown Toronto. My name is Mark Wigmore, host of the Oasis here on the new Classical FM. This afternoon, we're enjoying the new album, Night Light, from flautist Lara Deutsch and pianist Phil Chiu. It's out on Leaf Music and available for download and streaming. The album features a wide range of works, including pieces from Takashi Yoshimatsu, which we just heard a little earlier, Franz Schubert, and the world premiere by Frederic Lacroix. Right now, though, we'll hear two pieces from composer Jocelyn Morlock, and I Conversed with You in a Dream. From Night Light, this is Lara Deutsch and Phil Chiu. I conversed with you in a dream, the third movement, A Delicate Fire, and we heard the second movement to start that particular set, the music of composer Jocelyn Morlock, and you heard it here on the new Classical FM, and we're live in Zoomer Hall, which is thrilling this afternoon in Toronto's West End, the Zoomerplex in Liberty Village. With us, two wonderful performers, Lara Deutsch and Phil Chiu. The new album is Nightlight. Lara, Phil, great to be with you once again. Thank you for joining us. A conversation in a dream. I like that because it really felt that's where we were, that it really evoked a mood.
Lara loves that I like to call it a drug-fueled, trippy dream. Not that, Mom, Dad, I would know anything
You
about
wouldn't
that.
know.
It's
That's
just,
fine, I
yeah,
understand.
that's what I would imagine it would be like.
So a nice choice, and I think that fits with the repertoire you've chosen here. 15 years together, or nearly thereabouts. You record this, I assume, during the pandemic. The inspiration are dreams and the journeys we take. Tell us what you wanted to do with the repertoire that you chose here, and how you wanted the musical journey to sound on the record.
Well, I think it was important for Lara and I that we recorded music that hadn't already been recorded a million times. Sure. There's a lot of flute repertoire, beautiful flute repertoire out there has already so many great recordings out there. And so for both Lara and I, it was important that we record Canadian content because we think it's such an important part. It's such a gift to be able to be a Canadian musician and have such great composers here. So having Fred, a longtime collaborator actually of Lara's as well, he's a phenomenal pianist based in Ottawa. He wrote this piece especially for us, Jocelyn's piece, so beautiful. I think really was formed also around that digital bird suite, the Yoshimatsu.
Yeah, and I mean, Jocelyn's also a friend. She's from Vancouver, actually, so I had a chance to meet her when I was in the Vancouver Symphony, and I also recorded her other piece on my first album. And sort of that piece and the Yoshimatsu are the ones that the building blocks, I guess, of the program, and they're both so inspired kind of by these otherworldly images, and we wanted to keep that theme sort of running throughout the album.
And not all the dreams, we think of Nightlight, it's not all dreams in first gear either. It does ramp up a little bit.
Yeah, we were trying to find the right title that would give the right sense of what was going on, because you're totally right. At the end of the day, the album starts with the Yoshimatsu,
yeah,
which the very first piece that we all heard, and as you're right, it sort of kicks off in nitro in the first few notes.
I love it, and it is a journey. I'll note the album cover, too, a wonderful bucolic farm country scene, both of you taking in the landscape. What looks to be a very expensive vintage car as you ride. I think it's a convertible Fiat. Is it a convertible Fiat?
It is a 1970s Fiat Spider, belongs to my childhood best friend's dad. It's not ours. He made us look way cooler than we actually are. But we borrowed it.
You do look very cool.
Thank you.
And it's
That was
very
the goal.
dreamy. It must be so satisfying to put a spotlight on these composers, but also know that you sort of had something specific in mind for your listener as well.
Yeah, and I mean, they're both such wonderful people, are living Canadian composers, and we're just, it's truly, we're lucky to get to play their music. So, and also to pair it with something, we also have a Schubert piece on our album, to pair it with something that's so old and kind of have an organic dream thread that weaves between it, I think is what we were excited about.
We're going to hear your world premiere of Night from Frederic Lacroix, and part of Nightlight, flautist Lara Deutsch and pianist Phil Chiu. We're live at Zoomer Hall here at the new Classical FM. This is Night. The piece Night, we heard the second movement Trees and music of composer Frédéric Lacroix. World premiere from musicians Lara Deutsch and Phil Chiu. We're celebrating the release of the new album Nightlight here on a Thursday afternoon. Thank you for joining us, both at home, at work, in the car, but also here in the studio and a wonderful audience here this afternoon. We'll meet Phil Chiu next, and we'll take a trek a little further afield with the music of Carl Reinecke. Special live performance here at the new Classical FM. More in moments from Zoomer Hall. Welcome back. We're so thrilled to be live here at Zoomer Hall this afternoon in downtown Toronto. My name is Mark Wigmore, host of the Oasis here on the new Classical FM, in a little early today. This afternoon, we've been enjoying the new album Nightlight from flautist Lara Deutsch and pianist Phil Chiu. It's out on Leaf Music, available for download and streaming, and the album features a wide range of works, including what we've been hearing here this afternoon: Takashi Yoshimatsu, Jocelyn Morlock, wonderful, Franz Schubert, and a world premiere by Frédéric Lacroix. Right now, though, we'll venture beyond the borders of Nightlight. Here's something special, bonus material here on a Thursday. And Lara, I know you have, well, we don't see a microphone there, so we'll get the whole story in just a moment. Lara Deutsch and Phil Chiu in performance, Carl Reinecke's Flute Sonata, Opus 167, and we'll start with the first and second movements here on the new Classical FM. Lara Deutsch, Phil Chiu in performance with Carl Reineke's Flute Sonata, Opus 167. We heard the first and second movements and the spirited second movement here on the New Classical FM. My name is Mark Wigmore with you here on a Thursday afternoon. We are live and thrilled to be here in Zoomer Hall in downtown Toronto, celebrating the release of the album Nightlight out on Leaf Music. We met Lara a little earlier in the program. Phil Chiu, welcome. Great to be with you.
Be here.
Big accolades. Where's home for you, by the way?
Home is Montreal.
Well, I figured as much because big accolades in the Gazette, in Montreal, La Presse. You've performed with two violinists we talk about here all the time on the New Classical FM. I want to point them out. Violinists Andrew Wan, who just won a Juno Award last weekend, of course, concertmaster with the MSO, and Jonathan Crow, concertmaster with the TSO. Nice to work with those gentlemen.
Yeah, they're okay, but they're never as sparkly as Lara.
No,
so
that's true. They are
what
not.
can they really offer?
They
Let's
have
be
long
honest with you.
tails on their outfits.
Well, Jonathan looks more like a short jacket.
Yeah, that's true. He is a tall man. Do you prefer duets in chamber music to larger ensembles? Where does your heart lie?
My heart lies in making music with people in whatever format possible, but for sure I love duos because you can really just, I don't know, there isn't the opportunity for too many mixed signals. You can really just, between the two of you, have a really beautiful conversation.
Right, a wonderful level of communication.
There's no third wheel or fifth wheel.
That's right.
You know,
or 80th wheel.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
that matter. You have another project that you've been working on. Is that right? Another.
Which I don't want to be coy. Which of my projects, Mark? I mean, just had an album released last week. I guess maybe that's what you're referring to.
Of course,
yeah. Okay. Thanks. You're so nice. So called Fables. It's an album I'm very proud of, featuring music by Ravel, so my favorite stuff, the Mother Goose Suite. But also what I'm really most proud of is a work that Barbara Asiganak wrote. I commissioned her to write a piece for me, and it's what I think really is the center of the whole disc. Mini Dunska, which I really think is great.
All right, so look for Fables from Phil Chiu.
Thanks, Mark.
We're going to get to the third and fourth movements of Reineke's Flute Sonata, and live here at Zoomer Hall. Lara, I'll quickly ask you to introduce this particular piece, why we're hearing it here this afternoon.
So it's a lot of fun. I call it a mythological Desperate Housewives. It's a ridiculous story, and he paints it so well. So Cole's Notes version. Undine is a water spirit, and the only way that she can gain immortal soul is to marry a mortal man. So the first movement you heard, you hear all that water, she's in the ocean. And then the second movement, she washes up on shore as a baby, and this fisherman and his wife who've lost their child take her in as their own. And she's, very mischievous. That's why we hear all that kind
Plucky and
of light,
fresh.
plucky
Yes,
stuff.
sure.
Yeah, totally. And then middle, Phil shows up with that solo. It's a knight named Hildebrand. He's a little bit goofy sounding, but anyways, she's swept off her feet by him. They fall in love. Their love theme plays, and in the course of a storm, they get married because a priest also washed up on shore and was able to just marry them.
Convenient.
As one does. So,
Yeah.
anyways, we go on to the third movement, and they're very much in love. And meanwhile, this lady named Berthalda has shown up. Spoiler alert: she's the actual daughter of the fisherman couple. They kind of hang out as friends, and in the middle of nowhere at this fountain, Undine's uncle comes out, and the water spirits say they want her back, and she, he better be careful. If he betrays her, he'll die. Very dramatic. So then, the final movement, the three of them go on a boat ride on the Danube, which I'm like, if your wife's family are water spirits and they don't like you, like maybe going for a boat ride is probably not the best idea, but they do anyway. Trouble ensues. Undine falls off overboard, and Hildebrand thinks she's died, so naturally he marries this other lady. And at his wedding, Undine comes and gives him the kiss of death. And then at the very end, we hear their love theme again, and it's supposed to be her as a water fountain encircling his grave and, representing their immortal love. So it's a ridiculous story, but it's absolutely a beautiful piece of music.
Very operatic. What's going on there?
very
Let's
so.
listen. Third and fourth movements from Reineke's Flute Sonata, live at Zoomer Hall here on the new Classical FM. It's Lara Deutsch and Phil Chiu in performance. Live from Zoomer Hall, Lara Deutsch and Phil Chiu in performance. Thank you to you both. Continued success. A wonderful performance here this afternoon. And the new album is Nightlight. It's out on Leaf Music, available for download and streaming. The record features, as we heard here this afternoon, Takashi Yoshimatsu, Jocelyn Morlock from the West Coast, Franz Schubert, and a world premiere by Frederic Lacroix. Thanks again to our musicians here this afternoon. Thanks to our live studio audience. Absolutely wonderful to be with you. Thanks for listening at the new Classical FM, and thanks for watching at classicalfm.ca. My name is Mark Wigmore. I'm back at 3 p.m., not too long from now, with another edition of the Oasis, and we're looking forward to seeing you again live from Zoomer Hall.